years have seen one of the most consequential shifts in India's industrial policy in decades. One of the most ambitious elements of this shift has been the Production-Linked Incentive or PLI schemes. I am Pooja Tewatia, working on economic and financial policy and research at Niti Aayog, and today I'll be discussing how these schemes are shaping India's manufacturing future, and more importantly, how they can be strengthened further to deliver sustained growth. Unlike traditional subsidies, PLI schemes reward performance, and firms receive incentives only if they expand production. The idea is simple: boost manufacturing, attract investment, and integrate India more deeply into global value chains. In many ways, the schemes have delivered on these objectives. By mid-2025, PLIs have attracted nearly 1.8 lakh crore in investments across some key sectors. Electronics stands out as a clear success story. Mobile phone production has more than doubled since 2020-21 and exports have risen several-fold. In pharmaceuticals, PLIs have helped build domestic capabilities, particularly in bulk drugs and medical devices, while also supporting export growth. The clarity and the time-bound nature of these schemes has clearly helped build investor confidence. But that said, the impact has not been uniform across the sectors. Where the design of the scheme fits the industry structure well, the results have been strong. Where it doesn't, the outcomes have been more modest, suggesting the need for sector-specific fine-tuning rather than one-size-fits-all approach. Take the automobile sector. While the scheme strongly promotes electric vehicles, industry feedback suggests that some important players are being left out. Also, the firms working on batteries, power electronics, or charging infrastructure often do not fit neatly into the current eligibility rules. So, more technology-neutral design supported by budgetary tools like R&D tax credits or investment-linked incentives could better support the sector. In textiles, especially under the man-made fiber PLI, results have been modest, even with significant budgetary allocations. High investment thresholds and ambitious growth targets have not motivated participation in this sector, which is dominated by small and medium firms. Industry has therefore asked for lower thresholds, wider product coverage, and a separate focus on labor-intensive textiles. Now, to make the scheme more effective, budgetary allocations may be provided in the form of funding for technology upgradation, common facilities, and quality certifications. Similar challenges are visible in advanced batteries and solar manufacturing. High compliance requirements, tight timelines, and strong global competition, especially from China, have slowed the progress. These sectors also need longer gestation periods and patient capital. Budgetary support for research, testing infrastructure, pilot facilities, and manufacturing clusters can ease the entry barriers before the PLI production incentives fully kick in. MSME participation also needs attention. High eligibility thresholds have favored large firms here. Scaled incentives, simplified compliance, and financial support for MSMEs could broaden the PLI impact. Moreover, supporting technology upgradation, investing in common facilities, and strengthening the quality standards will help ensure broad-based industrial deepening for MSMEs. Overall, the PLIs have worked well as a first step in the industrial policy. Industry experience and global evidence, however, suggests that scale alone does not ensure long-term competitiveness. Sustained industrial success depends on deeper capability building, technology absorption, and productivity growth. Now, talking about some international experiences, South Korea historically linked incentives to export performance and productivity, with firms losing support if benchmarks were not met. In the US, the CHIPS and Science Act combines production incentives with capital subsidies, R&D grants, and investment tax credits, which are tied to strict transparency requirements. China paired production support with large investments in infrastructure, supplier ecosystems, finance, and public procurement, and also enabled rapid technology learning. While Vietnam emphasized policy stability, trade openness, and export facilitation. Drawing on some of these experiences, PLIs could gradually incorporate stronger capability-linked elements alongside the output incentives. Incentive structure could be linked to domestic value addition, workforce skilling, and technology partnerships. Enhanced tax credits for in-house research, budgetary support for industry-academia collaboration could help balance scale with innovation. Incentive structures could also be refined through tapering and graduation mechanisms. Higher support in early years can address the cost and scale barriers, while a pre-announced glide path of declining incentives would encourage efficiency gains and competitiveness. Finally, stronger coordination between the center and the states on land, infrastructure, skills, and industrial clusters can improve the outcomes. To sum up, India's PLI schemes have played a key role in expanding manufacturing and strengthening India's global position. The next phase is about building on this base, moving from scale to sustained competitiveness. The PLI framework is not meant to stand still. It is designed to evolve as India's industrial capabilities grow. And the real policy question should not be if PLIs have benefited the industry, but how they should evolve further. Thank you.